AI has gotten so good over the past year that I think photographers should be worried. Apps like Photo Magic Studio let people take a phone photo and transform it into a scene from a full-scale production. View AI lets companies create lifestyle photos without the need to hire a model. And we're just in the early stages right now as AI is getting better and better every month. Photographers should be worried, but not in the way you would think. At the end of this video, I'm walking through the exact steps I'm taking to prepare for AI's takeover. If this is your first time here, my name is Chris Pieta. I run a production company and teach creative business. AI is already here, and it's consistently getting better and better. People in the photography community have been saying that photography is dying for decades now. When digital replaced film, photographers said this was the end. Then smartphones came along and everyone cried that photographers were a dying breed, but we're still somehow around. And now AI is coming into the mix, and we hear the same song and dance. Everyone's saying photographers are being replaced. But should we be worried as photographers? Is there something to it, or is this just another one of those times where people are overhyping technology? Personally, I'm taking steps to prepare for AI, and I'll walk through those at the end of this video. AI is already here and it's affecting massive parts of the photography space. Sony just released the A7R5, which uses AI in its autofocus. The camera knows where you want to focus, and that's exactly where it will focus in the scene. If you're photographing a subject and they hide behind a tree for a second, it knows not to switch the focus to the tree. Rather, it keeps the focus on the person that's no longer in the scene. It's like this camera can read your mind. We already use AI in our editing constantly. Lightroom can intelligently detect what the subject of a shot is and select it for you. No need to go in and use a brush. The software just does it for you. There are softwares with intelligent sky replacement where you can replace a cloudy sky with a sunny sky. And then there's software that lets you clean up all the blemishes in a shot with just a single click. Now, the camera and the software I've mentioned so far are just tools to help us out with photography in our workflows. These tools, they don't threaten us as photographers. They just make us more efficient. But how about the apps I mentioned at the start of this video? Photo Magic Studio, for example, can take a boring old iPhone photo with poor lighting and poor composition and transform it into a compelling product image that looks incredible. Okay, maybe it doesn't look incredible yet, but the software is really promising. Think about how powerful that is. Everyone who's selling products online has a phone that can take quality photos. Now they can just take the product they're selling, shoot it from a few angles, plug it into the software, and boom, they have a set of product photos that they can use on their website. I took this photo on my iPhone of an energy drink can. I used poor lighting, poor composition. I just wanted to see what the software was actually capable of. I took that photo and imported it into Photo Magic Studio. I put in a description of on a table next to a laptop, and this is what I got. So obviously these aren't gonna trick anyone. These are clearly poor quality. They kind of look like the can if you squint really hard, but you're not tricking anyone. But this is just the first version of this AI. It came out a month ago. Imagine what it will be like in 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 5 years. It's got a lot of potential. Now, yes, right now this technology is not good enough to get away with competing with product photographers, but it's only going to be a matter of time. What happens when the client no longer needs a product photographer to take their e-commerce photos? Well, this is a complicated question, but the role of the photographer will change. The photographer is still the creative director. They're the ones that come up with the gallery of photos that they believe will sell the most products for that company. So ask yourself, what kind of product photographer are you? Do you just listen to the client and you need their direction to do all your work? Or are you a product photographer that takes the reins on the shoot, does all the creative work, and then creates a gallery that will increase the company's sales? There's a big difference between a photographer that just takes a few photos versus one that takes photos with the intention of increasing sales for a brand. That latter one will be still relevant when this technology gets really good. Let's look at another piece of software aimed at replacing lifestyle photographers. View AI is another piece of software that can eliminate the need to hire a model for a lifestyle photography shoot. This software, however, still requires high-quality product photos to generate the rest of the images. All you do is use a photo of the clothing that you want to model, upload that photo into their software, choose the AI model you want to use, and View spits out an AI-generated image of the models wearing your clothes. Pretty cool, but this can be pretty scary for lifestyle photographers as well. Lifestyle photo shoots are some of the most expensive ones for a company to invest in, and they give a lot of value because they provide a human element to the shoot. But with AI, the human element is computer generated. It's not a real human, just an image of a computer generated human. Now, this is indistinguishable from a real person. So is there something lost in this lifestyle image? I'd say yes, but the consumer won't know that. So if a company wants to save money, yet they still want to use lifestyle photography, they'll use the software. If you're a photographer, you might feel a little uneasy after seeing what AI is really capable of. And you're probably saying, Okay, but it's not as good as a real photographer. And that is true, but this technology is only getting better and better over time. I'm telling you right now, as photographers, we need to either adapt or die. Those are the two options. As photographers, we need to embrace this new technology as it becomes better and better. In my photography business, I spend about a third of my time actually doing photography. The other time is devoted to client acquisition, operations, and managing my team. When AI takes over the photography space completely, I'll still be spending at least 2/3 of my time doing business tasks. The remainder will be me using AI for fulfillment. Right now, I'm behind the camera 1/3 of the time that I work. I don't edit my own product photos for clients because I have an editor on my team that does that for me. Does that make me less of a photographer in clients' eyes? No, of course not. The client is paying for the final image. They don't even care if I'm the one that takes it. They want the result, and they don't care about the process. By the way, if you want to learn more about photography business, check out my creative business playlist on my YouTube channel. What I'm about to say next is very important. There's a difference between being a photographer and having a photography business. Photographers risk being replaced by AI. Photography businesses don't have that same risk. When I considered myself a photographer, all I knew was how to take incredible photos. I didn't know marketing, sales, or how to manage a team. If this is you, my channel has dozens of videos on how to run a photography business that you can learn from. Now, when I decided I wanted to start making money from photography, I became a photography business. I learned sales, marketing, and operations, and this has allowed me to make a really good living by using a camera. What is a photography business anyways? I'd argue that there are two parts to it: client acquisition and fulfillment. Client acquisition is exactly what it sounds like. It's acquiring and retaining clients. This is the sales and marketing part of the business. You convince people to give you money in exchange for a service. Fulfillment is the photography side of the equation. People gave you money, now it's time to deliver on your promise by creating incredible photos. AI is going to change the fulfillment side of this equation. In 5 years, maybe we won't be using our cameras as much, and most of our fulfillment work will be done at the computer. I don't know how fulfillment is going to change, but I know that it will for sure. What isn't changing is client acquisition. It's never been more important to learn how to acquire clients. If you can master client acquisition, then you have nothing to worry about when AI inevitably takes over the photography space. If you need help with client acquisition, I have a free course with over 1,000 students in it. It'll provide you with the fundamentals of client acquisition so that you can start making money from photography and getting clients. Free course in the description below. Learning the business skills to complement your photography is a requirement in today's world. If you're relying on referrals or a platform like Upwork to get clients, you're going to struggle in the next few years when AI is starting to take over. But if you can build a business that you can call your own, then you'll thrive in this new landscape. Fulfillment is changing. Client acquisition is not. That's all I got today. My name is Chris Pieta. I'll see you on the next one.